Hi, everyone. Welcome to our webinar today, the home selling webinar, Maximize the Price of Your Home Sale, presented by AnyCurb. So let's get started with who this webinar is for. It's for those who don't know where to begin in terms of selling. Are you going to sell with an agent? Do you want to go for sale by owner? Are you kind of in between of selling or not selling? It's for people who are having trouble getting the best price for your home. This could mean that you've listed it before and it didn't sell. This could mean that your home is still sitting on the market and you don't know how to get it off the market. This is for those who tried all the tricks and want a proven way to get the right value. You have a price in your head and that price is there for some reason. So we need to understand what that reason is and how we can get you that price. It's for those who don't want to risk putting their home on the market and having it sit there for months. It's dragging and it's really stressful. So we want to get that house off as soon as possible. It's for those who would sell if they received a great offer for their homes. People on the fence that don't really know if they want to sell or don't want to sell and are just struggling with figuring out how they would go beyond it. And that's for future home buyers, people that haven't bought yet. Let's go to the $1 million question, right? What is my home worth? Let's talk about the two places you can get an aspect for what the home is worth. And those two things are online valuation and CMAs. Online valuations are things that you've seen before. You go online and you go on a website and you see what your home is worth. In this case, this home has an estimated price of $330,752. When we look at CMA for that same house, the actual price for that house on a CMA is $324,833. So that difference is, $6,000. So you might ask, like, Dan, that's only $6,000. It's not bad, right? Well, wrong. When you look at that $6,000 range, when buyers come in to look for a specific property, they have a specific price budget. And that budget amongst these ranges is very, very tight. So let's assume this buyer has a budget of $325,000 and they're looking at everything filtered $325,000 and below. Unfortunately, they're not going to see your house that's right behind them at $329,999, $329,998, or however you guys decide to market it. It's going to be hard to see. So the real challenge here is a few $1,000s does make a difference. So the next thing you don't really want is for your home to sit on the market. That buyer that would have considered your home doesn't consider your home because it's overpriced. Then what happens when it sits on the market, right? Homes that sold in 10 days or fewer get a price of about 98.3%. That's the sales price versus the list price, the price that you decided as a seller to list your house at and the price that you actually got. When your home starts sitting on the market, the price of it versus the list price starts getting lower. When you have a home that's on the market for 46 to 90 days, you're getting about 10% less on a list price basis. So you're getting 90% of that list price. When your home's sold in more than 6 months, you're getting 84%, so even less than that. So what does that really mean, right? So in the beginning, that person was trying to make $6,000, right? $330,000. However you decide to market it versus the $325,000. But ultimately what happens is it costs you tens of thousands of dollars because you didn't really find that buyer that could have actually considered your house. You decided to make a few $1,000s and you sacrificed a lot, sat on the market for, that 46 to the 46 plus days, and you paid a premium for listing your price over. The next obvious aspect to having the house is the carrying costs, right? You're literally paying expenses for maintenance, utilities, mortgage, taxes for a home that you just want to get offloaded. So, that $6,000 becomes a little bit more bleak when it comes to pricing the home right. So again, pricing your home right makes a difference. Getting buyers interested off the bat limits your exposure of days on the market. The more days your house is on the market, the more people are going to look at it twice before they actually want to come see it. Not having to carry your property and live in a stressful environment for months on months. People, when they want to sell, they just want to get that house off of their hands and move on to their next house. That's why timing is so important. You may be concerned about that you made an offer on a house and now you need to get your house offloaded, so it's important to price it right. And every 1% difference in price does make a difference, so be aware. So in that example, it was about 2%, roughly between 1 and 2% of a price difference, but you do have buyers that are looking at specific budgets and filterable criteria. Their agents are looking for specific price ranges. They're looking for specific price ranges, and you may just completely miss that house because it's underpriced. So let's get to the real answer. So what is my home worth, right? The answer, what someone is willing to pay for it. You might say like, wow, that's really, really obvious, Dan, right? What someone is willing to pay for it. So how do I really get to that? The best estimate is what people are paying around you. So you have houses around you that are in a concentrated area that may be similar or non-similar. We're going to get into doing the math for that. So what I'll say for a second right now is take those online valuations and just toss them away. What you actually need is a true assessment of what your home is worth that you can't just get directly online. There's a little bit more math involved, and I'll get you into how you can do that math yourself. Let's talk about the CMA, right? That CMA you saw was a lot of data on a plot versus just a number. So obviously you're wondering, where do I get that CMA and what do I do with it? And so ultimately, I'm going to share with the attendees here a link for an automated CMA that gets emailed to you. But agents do CMAs for free, and they do it to aspire to get your business. So what I'd say is find a local agent that'll do your CMA at no cost. There will be many of them. It's kind of their foot in the door, which is why you can land on so many websites that are, let's say, free home valuation, free CMA. It's typically a complimentary service that's done to eventually get your business down the line. Or you can use our website to actually get the right link for a CMA. That's AnyCurb.com/blog. Once you get to that website, there's a button called Free Home Valuation. When you put in your phone, your email address in there and your address, you'll be emailed home valuation or a CMA. And the other tip is when you finally get your CMA, you always want to check for closed properties. Those are sold properties and how they compare to your property. That's the best estimator for your home price. So we're going to get into a live example here in a second. So let's start off with the CMA that you'd receive if you actually went through the AnyCurb.com/blog website and the free home valuation button. You would get a CMA that looks very similar to this, that has kind of details about your area. You can get this on a recurring basis. So you can understand what the best expected price is for your home. So how do I use the CMA, right? So right now, this is a CMA tool we use internally at AnyCurb. It's called Home Beat. But what it's really showing you here for this individual neighborhood are the different homes that are on the market here. So as you can see, there's about 4 or 5 different homes that are sitting on the market in this area as comparable to this individual house. And this could be your home, and these are the comparable homes on the market. How you read this is the first home is a new home. It's just entered the market. The third home is an active home, which means it's on the market. And then the fourth home is a contingent home, which means it has an offer. So let's go into, how do I use the CMA and what do I do with this information? So first step is look for comparable properties, right? So you're looking for things that are bedrooms and bathrooms that are similar in nature. So here I created a comparison between a home with 4 bedrooms and I'm looking for a home with 4 bedrooms. However, this home is active. It isn't sold yet. So it may not be the best representation for us right now. Then you also want to look for properties that took a long time to sell, and you want to understand why they took so long to sell. So, instantaneously I see this individual house and I see that it's been on the market for 210 days. And, the list price per square feet, which is a good indication for, the pricing mechanism of the house, might have been a little overpriced given the fact that it sat on the market for a bit. So ultimately, we should be looking at closed properties to get a good estimation for our home price. When you look at closed properties, what you look for is, again, you look for comparable homes. So let's use that 4 bedrooms as an example. We found this home right here, which is the one that's pointed out. It's similar in square footage. I believe that first home was 4,000 square feet. This one's 3,840. So it's 251 less in square footage. The closest one of the sold homes. And what you see is the square feet for this house is $133. So quickly, we're starting to get a good estimation for what the price should be if you were to price it from the beginning. So, you can do this, right? It's a simple exercise to figure out what the price of your home is. Again, an agent at AnyCurb can help you, or any local agent nearby can help you as well determine that CMA. But doing it yourself is quite straightforward. So you find comparable properties that have sold. Comparable means similar in bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage. These things make a big difference when it comes to the price of your home, finding those comparable sold properties, not necessarily the active ones or the contingent ones, because those don't have an impacted result. Learn from properties that have stuck on the market for long periods of time, right? Like, look at the price history of those homes, understand where they were overpriced, what actually took them to sell in that time frame, and why it sat on the market for so long. And ultimately, the math equation is simple. Take your square footage that you have of your house and multiply it by the price per square feet for the comparable property sold. And voila, you have a good price estimation for that house. When we go back to the initial house, as you saw, it's $324,000, and it's compared to the valuation is $330,000, so you're getting pretty close. Just remember, rinse and repeat for multiple homes. So doing that one-to-one example is just a small microcosm. To get the right idea, you should look at multiple sold homes that are comparable. Ask your local agent to actually do that comparable test over not only the period of time right now, but also adjusting for seasonality in prior years. And that's kind of the process we have internally at AnyCurb. We look at not only current period, but also seasonality, and seasonality changes. What seasonality is just how periods in the year affect home prices. So if you like the price you see, move forward. Put your home on the market for that individual price, but feel confident in the price because you've done that math yourself and you feel completely comfortable and you understand what you're getting. If you don't, then keep requesting the CMA via our website, which is anycurb.com/blog, or AnyCurb can send you recurring reports monthly at no cost. So text us with this request. Our phone number is 630-597-4877. Just say, hey, I'd like a free home valuation. This is my address, and we'll get you hooked up. So let's move on to, that's really the CMA that you would receive from us on a recurring basis, that you would get to see what's going on in your area. However, if you want more control, we created a tool for you to claim your home and set the price you desire and see if you can get buyer interest at that price. Again, if you're at that $330 price that you really want and $324 is something you don't want to settle for, you don't really want to go on the market, there is a test the waters tool we've created internally that I'll get to towards the end of the webinar. So the key is nothing kills a real estate deal faster than an overpriced property. And that's what you have to remember. An overprice can be as simple as 1% or 2%. So we went through price, and that was an important discussion. But now we got to move forward to maximizing the price through preparation. And then 3, selling your property by yourself. And this is a guided part. After part 2, we're going to say, if you want nothing to do with selling your property by yourself, thank you so much for attending the session. We appreciate you. But if you want to continue, we're more than happy to have you and explain that step. So I really want to get into who I am, right? Or who am I, as it says, right? So my name is Dan. Daniel is what you see on the representation. But prior to being a real estate professional, I was vice president, head of global strategy analytics at a company called GymPass. And our goal there was really to use data and analytics to price things properly, to actually have consumers see the right material when they actually went on our website and went on our product and market our material properly out. Prior to that, I was at Groupon, leading strategy analytics for the Groupon Plus product, which was a voucher list product of Groupon. But, we're able to take that experience and form it into a data-driven background here at AnyCurb and really push every aspect of our decision-making with data and analytics. So I started AnyCurb to make home buying and home selling easy and real estate decisions data-driven. And data is in our DNA, and I want to really stress that because data makes impact in every decision you make. And real estate being one of the biggest purchases, if not the biggest purchase you'll ever make, should be administered by data and information. From every small step to every big step. So let's get into something that you may not even think about, right? And this is super important because it has an impact. So let's talk about maximizing price. So what day do I put my house on sale? Like Monday, Tuesday, Saturday, Sunday? Does it actually even make a difference? You may not think it does, but it does. So what you see below here is something that we eyeball to look at individual behavior, and I wanted to provide you a link that you guys can use independently to figure this out. And so we're at Google Trends right now, which is a free-to-use platform, and you can actually filter by the city that you're actually looking at. And I search for terms like buying a house, right? This is where people are searching for buying a house. Try to look for spikes in days of weeks where people are looking actively. And there's a reason why people looking is actually important. We'll get to that. Most agents put a home on sale the day they receive the listing. Make sure you ask your agent for the reasoning, right? Why are you putting it on sale on Wednesday? Is there a better to put it on sale on Friday? If you think Wednesday is a better day, can you tell me why? And then show them the Google Trends report. Let them see what you're seeing on your side and challenge them. So we talk about why buying a home is super important on a Google search trend. It's because 51% of buyers found the home they purchased on the internet, right? There are people out there searching all the time for the home that they want to live in, and almost half of the people now are finding it by themselves. So you want to be present as your first day on the market, as the day where everyone is searching. So when we look at what an index obviously what an index is the average day that people are searching. So when you look at Thursday, for example, it's 0.97. It's pretty close to 1. It means the most average day that people are searching for buying a home is on Thursday. We look at Wednesday and Friday, those numbers are way smaller. So people are definitely not searching to buy a home on Wednesday and Friday. So you don't necessarily in this market want to list your home on a Wednesday or Friday. But what we see is the real spike days where people are actually searching for buy a home is on Tuesdays and Sundays. So you really want to kind of administer your listing date somewhere around Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays. If you can get it in the day early enough, or the agent get it in the day early enough where people log in or checking and it's right there as a new listing. And again, we get deeper as into the right time to do it as well. But ultimately, if you don't think they'll get it in early enough, you want to do it the night before. So the morning that they wake up, people wake up and people start looking on online platforms, they see it front and center. So it's, again, small things make a difference. So there's more things we look at. We look at days on market by list date to see how your market is, particularly moving with that. So we make sure we find the right day. List price versus sales price by list date versus sold date. And then we look at, what month to put your home on the market. Right now may not necessarily be the best time to put your home on the market. Again, the market's extremely unpredictable, but we do the best we can with our data and analytics. When we get into, when I say more, it's things like the right exact time to put it on sale. But ultimately, the point is even the day you put your home on sale matters. It really does. Let's move into curb appeal, right? So we take this beautiful house right here with an AnyCurb for sale sign outside. It looks absolutely gorgeous. You're going to walk right in and you're going to feel like, wow, I can actually live here. But what happens if there's just a bunch of trash sitting outside, right? And like when you get to that house, you're like, what? Why? Like, why would I? What's happening here? It immediately changes the appeal of that house. And this may be very obvious to you, but what the data behind it says is that homes with a high curb appeal tend to sell for an average of 7% more than similar houses with an uninviting exterior. So it actually does make a significant impact to your home. Now, whether that's toys sitting in the front yard or a little bit of garbage or cardboard boxes, like it's important to clean that all up. But what if your neighbor just is an unkept yard and grass is literally everywhere and you show up, you're like, well, Dan, listen, my house looks fine. It's just my neighbor's yard. What can I do? But the fact is the appearance of the yard next door accounts for about 1/3 of the home's overall premium. So like when you look at that prior stat I just gave you, a lot of it's coming from the curb appeal of your neighbors. So what, like, Dan, what can I do with that? And so with us, if AnyCurb notices overgrown grass in a client neighbor's yard, we offer to cut the grass for free. And that's super important because that makes your home even more exposed. When people stop there, like, wow, I really want to live here. People, here take care of their front yard. I feel like this is my home. So let's move indoors now, right? I walk through that front door, and these are the steps that obviously you've heard of through online resources, people but you want tidy hidden storage rooms that look bigger. You want to make the entryway look more welcoming. Right when they walk in, my mother, for example, made the decision on her house when she walked in through that front door, and she's like, this is my house. So it makes a difference. You want to clear the hallways. You want to showcase the living room. You want to clean kitchens and remove external appliances. Get that toaster out of there, and you remove everything off of the kind of tabletops. Box up clothes in the closet so the closet looks big. In a completely great world, the boxes are completely out of the house. And then you want to hide power cords, power cords all over the place, just make up space appear more cluttered. You want to remove the toothbrushes, etc., from the bathroom. And you want to add empty wooden hampers in the laundry room that are empty, right? To show that like they can imagine living here. It appears classy. It appears it's right out of a magazine. So you're like, well, Dan, That's obvious. So I'm going to get into our secret, what we do to actually improve that even more. So let me get into a stat real fast. Staging, right? Staging can save you from costly price reductions. A staged home will sell for 17% more on average than a non-staged home. And 95% of staged homes sell in 11 days or less. That is statistically 87% faster than non-staged homes. That is a big, big, big fact here, right? Like that's 95% of staged homes is a big fact. Will sell for 70% more on average is a big fact. So, you know, the next question you're gonna ask me is, Dan, staging is expensive, right? I don't want to spend thousands of dollars staging. But we live in a new world, right? And we live in a world where staging can be done completely virtually. You know, home sales are happening completely virtually. So it may not be necessary to stage your home in reality. You want to stage it so people can at least look at images and imagine themselves in that space. So when you do a quick search for virtual staging on Google, you'll find several examples of $20, $24, $29, $12 for virtual staging per room. So it actually is quite affordable. Virtual staging can change the entire dynamic of a room. You know, on the left, you see what the room looks like before in a picture, and you look on the right what it looks like. All of a sudden, you've gone from something that may not look too appealing to, wow, I can really see myself here, right? And a picture speaks 1,000 words. So, you know, you want to make that picture as beautiful as possible, as people use pictures to make their decision if they want to come visit your house, but also if they can imagine living there. So, you know, when we talk about homes spend an average of 73% less on market, which is another statistic from another article, you know, and you look at buyers are willing to spend 1 to 5% more of the dollar value on a staged home. You know, you spend 5 homes, you spend $20 staging the home, your virtual staging cost is $100. And you talk about even the lowest number, which is the 1% dollar value of a $300,000 house, you're talking about $3,000 that you're making. So again, we're talking about $300,000 house with 5 rooms, you get them all staged for $100. And then you talk about, you know, the 1% you can make to the 5% in premium for staging. You're talking about $3,000. That's a net difference of $2,900, which is quite a large difference for a small investment. So let's get to more secrets, right? So when you look at this individual picture that looks a little blurry right now, it's supposed to be in video format. What it is actually it's a virtual tour. And ultimately with a virtual tour, what you're able to do is actually envision the house from all the different angles through a virtual camera. So when you talk about 3D tours, which are virtual tours, properties can sell up to 31% faster and at a higher price. So, you know, when you look at this specific article that we pulled out, you know, the research says that up to 31% fewer days on market for homes with listings with a 3D tour, and up to 9% higher sales price on home listings with a 3D tour. So those numbers are pretty significant. So you're going to get back to the same question, right? Dan, virtual tours are expensive. Only professionals can do it. And the answer is it can be done for cheap. Let's look at Matterport, right? Matterport over here has plans, and they've recently been able to put these features on your mobile phone. And so they have kind of these 2 cheap plans. We're looking at the free plan and the starter plan. These plans allow you to actually take that 3D visual image with just your phone and upload that on there to get, you know, impact that's quite significant to the person that's actually coming in and looking at, even coming in through your door, but also making the decision on if they want to actually buy your property, and the professionalism of it. You're paying $0 to get that virtual tour done, and then you're paying $9 to, you know, store that and publish it on your own website, etc. But there is a promo code up here that obviously you can use to get 2 months for free, which may be just enough for you to sell your home if you, again, follow those instructions and directions as shared in this video. So now you know how to put your home in the best light using technology, right? And then this is key, because these things that we just mentioned, virtual staging and virtual tours, years ago were extremely expensive. Now they're cheap. They're in your hands. You know, it can be completely done online and save you thousands of dollars to make you thousands of dollars. So, you know, at AnyCurb, we include the best practices with our listings to maximize your sales price. You'll see in our seller presentation, which is shared in the files, Sell Your Home with AnyCurb, we include virtual staging with our listings, real staging when necessary, virtual tours with upgraded cameras, and an appeal check. This is a curb appeal check to offer more to improve your neighbor's lawn. And, you know, we do that requesting on our side. We obviously don't go cut that lawn by themselves. We request the neighbor, obviously. We also do online syndication to platforms. This is the next section we're going to get to. featuring your home on websites, and marketing your property online. So these are additional points on how you can actually use these best practices to sell your home as soon as possible. So if you're already working with an agent, stop here and ask them why they aren't doing these things. I think that's super important to understand. Like, the cost of these things is few hundreds of dollars. Just do them, get them on your listing, and get your home going. If you're not working with an agent, we're happy to help get your home sold for the maximum price and in the shortest time. Again, call us. My number is 630-597-4877. Again, we'll get you on hook with the best practices. And if you want to sell on your own, don't worry. I'll walk you through steps to do the remaining on your own. I mean, a lot of this is attainable, completely doing it by yourself. So we'll get deeper into that. So let's talk about marketing your property online. Again, you want to do this on your own. There's several resources out there that will be flat fee models that will list your home on services like the MLS, which is, again, a resource that's shared to all agents. This specific syndication platform doesn't include, buyer side commission, any of the commission things. It's just listing your home and syndicating it on the platform. As you can see, the services are, $49 and $99 on this specific resource, but there's a few more available as well. A few things to note: homes are featured on local MLSs, so it gives you exposure. You're responsible for photography, but with iPhones, that is attainable. Your buyer's agent commission is not included. You will still need to do additional marketing efforts to find a buyer. Again, your buyer agent commission is going to the agent that brings in the buyer. If that doesn't exist, a lot more effort on the marketing side will be needed, and I'll walk you through that in a second on how you can do that marketing on your own. So, you might ask the question why AnyCurb.com doesn't do a flat fee syndication. We want our homes to sell in record time, and for that, we want to guide you through the best practices. We don't want a home that we syndicate to sit on the market for a while. We want to be able to do full service and get your home off as quick as possible, because we are a full service brokerage. So how to market your home for success, right? And first step here is you want to list your home on FSBO.com. You already did the MLS steps, so let's move to FSBO.com. FSBO is ForSaleByOwner.com. That's where people go to look for for sale by owner homes. You want to make sure you're present there. You want to post your home on AnyCurb.com, Zillow.com, Trulia.com, etc. A lot of these portals allow you to post your home on there on for sale by owner for free. So it's a really good tool to get exposure out there. You want to take that virtual tour and you want to post it on YouTube. YouTube is a great channel to showcase your home. You want to make sure to use keywords like beautiful home in Ashland Park, Illinois for sale. You want to capture people's interest through that videography. You want to get people, interested in your home, allow comments and people to actually respond. You want to post your media on social media, right? So you're talking about TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Like TikTok has been kicking up like crazy, especially if you're real estate. It's a really good exposure platform. We've seen several transactions happen purely from a TikTok connection, and it may be a really, really good resource. You want to tag hashtag FYP, which is for your page, which is, again, trying to get that to come on the front page of TikTok in your area. Hashtag real estate, hashtag Illinois, hashtag Ashland Park, whatever your city is, and boost the posts. We'll get into boosting next. There's other resources that are internal to your neighborhood, like Nextdoor.com. You want to make sure you post your home on Nextdoor.com, or services like that get it out there in the neighborhood. Again, you can explore classified sections like Craigslist, et cetera, as well as additional marketing online efforts. What's boosting on social media, right? So this is right from our page, and this is one of our posts. Twice as many single women are buying homes as single men, and that's an awesome statistic. But ultimately, like when we get into the promotion feature, what you see is on our post, there's a button that says promote. This is on Instagram. And what it allows us to do is allows us to promote our post and get people to visit our website. And ultimately, this is the same strategy you'd employ if you're selling your house. You would post a picture, video of your house. You would have people return to the website that was created for your home through that first MLS feature that we mentioned, where you do have a page for your individual home. Let's move into boosting is great, but posting on your own network is just as important, right? And posting to your own network is just as important. So you want to get your friends, families, people nearby, knowing that that house is for sale, to get as much exposure as possible. So a key statistic with this is nearly half of buyers move within 15 miles of the home they recently sold. So like, people that are going to buy your house are more likely real close to you. So how do you really get in front of them, right? And 15 miles is a really, really close radius. What we do at AnyCurb is we use traditional methods that we mentioned before, like listing it, syndication. We use technology like virtual tours and virtual staging. We use data to maximize when your home is exposed, but we also use old school postcards. And like these have been successful for us to actually get the word out that your home was just listed, your whole house is for sale to areas that are, in the Illinois area, particularly so far is where we really operate. But ultimately, this could be a great resource for you. Vistaprint.com offers really inexpensive postcards. You can probably get about 50 cents per pop. You can also get postcards sent through the post office. When you go through the post office, you're paying anywhere between 20 and 30 cents to, get on top of those what are those post people called? Mailing people, is it called mailing people on their routes, and they deliver it to each individual house. Again, it's not targeted towards any kind of specific area. It's just delivered on that postal route. Mailmen, sorry, I got it. So the next step is after you've done the advertising and marketing, you want to hold an open house and show your home. And this part may be a little bit overwhelming, just given the fact that, there's certain steps that you want to take, but some simple things you can do is you can dress professionally. When people come in, you want to answer questions with an intelligent manner, knowing exactly what each feature and part of the house is to sell the house to them. Don't forget that holding an open house and showing your home is a sales process. And you want to buy a lockbox. So Amazon has them for $50. And you want to put that outside your house so agents can go in as long as you're comfortable with it. And then you want to make sure that before every agent comes, you do check their license number on the IDFPR website to make sure that they're legitimate agents, to make sure you're letting the right people in your house that are actually representing real clients, and that your house will be in good hands. So steps to close the deal, you want to be prepared to field and negotiate offers. So when you're at this step, you can contact us at 630-597-4877, and we can let you know how we can help. Well, we'll be uncertain on how we can help right now if that case. We would have to take it on a one-by-one basis, but please feel free to give us a call and we can help in that process. And towards the end, you really want to find a real estate closing attorney. You need to retain a title company or settlement agreement, and you want to complete the legal paperwork and complete the sale. A quick search for real estate closing attorney can find you attorneys. We didn't show any names here. Obviously, we don't want to say one's better than the other, but there's many different resources out there to find flat cost attorneys that will do your work for you, or use an attorney that to actually close the deal up. So, here's kind of the summary, and it looks a little overwhelming right now, but pretty simple, right? You want to clean the house, you want to get the right pictures and videography taken, you want to virtually stage it, you want to get the 3D tour done, then you want to list your home on the internet, you want to advertise your home in social. Sorry, I'm going to turn this whiteboard on real fast. So this is cleaning, this is the photography, this is the virtual staging, this is the 3D tours, this is, you're going to go and list your home on the internet, you're going to do social media, including letting your network know, you're going to send postcards out, you're going to hold an open house, you're going to then go and negotiate the deal, then you're going to go to the closing table with your attorney, and you're going to sign on the dotted line, and then you'll be all done. I think, ultimately it's a difficult process, but I think it's very attainable to do if you have the right guidance on marketing, you have the right mindset on getting your home ready to be there. But if you're not ready to sell yet, but you want to see if anyone's interested to buy your home, that's where I wanted to keep you guys till the end, is to talk you through our Claim Your Home tool. Ultimately, our Claim Your Home benefits are that's completely free. If you're not ready to sell and just want to assess demand for your home, it allows you to keep your address anonymous so that you aren't contacted by people until you're ready. You can upload photos to best showcase your home as you choose. You can only claim one home at a time. But again, it's completely free. There's actually no premium option there. So completely free for you to use. How does it work? You go on AnyCurb.com and you type in your home address here. Then what price you're interested in receiving for your home. Again, that initial buyer wants $330. They can put $330 in here. No harm. Doesn't get listed or syndicated anywhere. It's just internally on this platform. You upload photos here to actually, to get people to actually see what your house is like. You stay anonymous. We don't expose, your area. People can see what the general neighborhood's like, what's around, but you don't get to see your address. And then you can view how many people are interested in your home as time progresses at that individual price. Ultimately, when you're ready, contact AnyCurb to connect. You can call us or hit that contact agent button from your homeowner panel, and we can help you understand, but it's a really cool tool for you to test. So again, no public record of price changes, etc. You get to stay completely anonymous, and you get to find interested buyers if you're not completely ready. So again, to review, we're AnyCurb or a real estate brokers that wants to see you get the best price for your home and for it to sell in record time. Our number is 630-597-4877. You can find more details at anycurb.com/sellers or kind of get that file that's attached here. And ultimately, let's play our video here. So you guys
we're AnyCurb, the real estate marketplace designed for you, not your agent, where you have the data and the power to use it. Buy and sell with confidence by unlocking insights used by top agents. Make decisions on your terms, anytime, for any place on AnyCurb.
So I really want to, end with that. And thank you so much for listening today in our webinar. If you guys have any questions for us, again, we can go to www.anycurb.com and access all of any information that we have. We have a blog that's anycurb.com/blog for you to get the relevant details for the free home valuation. Or again, you can always feel free to call us. And I'm going to kind of walk through one more time. Our number is 630-597-4877. And I know I talk fast. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out there. We're happy to help you with any questions that you have. Thank you again.